Jamal and the Barbershop Beat. A cozy cloud story. Most mornings, Jamal slipped into the barbershop before school with a small backpack and quiet shoes. The red and white pole turned outside. Inside, warm lights glowed over a checkerboard floor, mint green chairs, blue jars of combs, and a long walnut counter neat as a ruler. Auntie Rose, everyone called her Auntie, though she wasn't his aunt, tied on her apron. "Morning, Maestro," she said, the way you greet someone you trust. Jamal lined up lollipops by color, straightened the capes, and checked the candy jar so it wouldn't wobble. He didn't talk much. He liked to listen first. He counted patterns in the day until the room made sense. By 9, the shop was full. A grandpa with silver threads at his temples told a story about chasing buses as a kid. A middle-aged dad practiced a speech under his breath. A little boy held still like a statue while his mom squeezed his hand. The mail carrier leaned a bag by the door. The high schooler on the bench scrolled and sighed. Two sisters argued softly about who would go first. Jamal heard everything the way some people see colors. The clippers had a low, steady hum. The spray bottle whispered in short bursts. Broom bristles moved in soft lines. Towels folded with a hush. He tapped the counter with 2 fingers and let his heartbeat find a pace that kept all the other sounds from stacking too high. Then the phone that played music went dark. Battery gone. The room changed. The grandpa's story paused. The little boy's shoulders climbed toward his ears. Even Auntie's smile thinned. "It's okay," she said, but the space between words felt too big. Jamal's hands went still. The quiet wasn't empty. It was sharp. He slipped outside where the street held gentler shapes. A metal railing with bars like a xylophone. A cardboard box that made a soft thump. A plastic bucket that sounded round and deep. A tin sign with one loose screw that made a bright ping. He tested each sound carefully, the way you try doorknobs in a dark hall. He chose what he could carry. A clean bucket, a short wooden stick from a planter, a folded pizza box someone had set by the bin, and walked back in. People looked up. Some seemed puzzled. Auntie met his eyes. "You've got an idea?" she asked. Jamal nodded. He set the bucket by the counter, the box on his lap, the stick across his palms. He breathed once, long and slow, so the room could find him. Then he began. Not loud, not fast. Just a steady pattern you could stand on. His palms made a soft drum on the box. The stick kissed the rim of the bucket. He paused between phrases so the air could breathe. Auntie's clippers found the space and fit inside it. She cut in time, her shoulders loosening. The little boy matched his breathing to the pulse and unclenched his jaw. The grandpa smiled and tapped his knee. The high schooler slid the phone away and nodded along. The mail carrier's heel kept a small beat by the door. 2 sisters clapped a quiet answer on their thighs. Towels folded to the rhythm. Broom lines flowed like pen strokes. The room warmed again, not from the phone, but from people moving together. "Let's give him a backbeat," Auntie said softly, clicking her comb on the counter in a careful pattern. She blended a fade like drawing a perfect shadow. The grandpa hummed under the notes, low and smooth. The dad's speech picked up a calmer pace. The mirrors showed it all. The smiles growing, the posture easing, the way a whole room can exhale when someone finds the right tempo. Jamal's eyes stayed on the corners where noise likes to tangle. He kept the rhythm simple enough for shy hands, steady enough for nervous feet, bright enough to carry across the checkerboard floor. Between customers, Auntie leaned in. "You did that," she said. "You heard the mess and built a bridge." Jamal shrugged, a small smile in one corner of his mouth. He didn't have words for how the room felt when the pieces clicked. He only knew the prickly quiet had smoothed out. When the shop hit its stride, Auntie pointed to the mirror wall where flyers lived. Back-to-school cuts, Saturday trims, neighborhood picnic. She slid a fresh paper between them, written in blue marker, "Barbershop Beat. Fridays at 10. Bring your hands, your feet, your good mood. No instruments needed." Jamal traced the letters in the air, invisible. He tapped the counter once like a promise. They played through lunch, soft enough that conversations could sit on top. Between haircuts, Jamal packed his bucket and box back by the door. The room didn't fall apart. It kept the rhythm he'd taught it. Someone joked more easily. Someone listened more carefully. Someone who always called Jamal shy watched him with new eyes and said, "You're the quiet kind of brave." In the afternoon, sunlight found the blue comb jars and turned them to tiny lakes. Fresh parts gleamed like pencil lines. The floor was tidy, the air smelled of talc and mint. The last customer left with a wave. Auntie flipped the sign to "See you soon." "Save us a seat in your band tomorrow?" she asked, handing him a lollipop. Jamal peeled the wrapper and slipped the stick between his fingers like a conductor's baton. "Always," he said. Outside, the red and white pole kept turning. Pigeons argued on the roof. Buses sighed at the corner. If you'd walked by, you might have heard it too. Not a song from a speaker, but the small, kind music of a neighborhood, held together by clippers and combs and a kid who could turn everyday sounds into a place where everyone belonged.